Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, Miguna has surfaced boldly this time round, and Miguna is trailing his guns on William Ruto's regime. Now, during an interview that was conducted by Ayub Abdulkadir, Miguna sought to set the record straight because, one of the people who supported William Ruto during the election was Dr. Miguna. And according to him, he said he believed in the manifesto back then.
Are you God? Could you have foretold that William Ruto was going to kill people in 2025 or 2024? Like, you have to be completely ridiculous to have said that if you read the manifesto in June 2022, you would have read through the manifesto that Ruto was not going to implement even 15%. Like, that's the most ridiculous statement that anybody has ever made.
But he wouldn't have known that this regime would maim people. This regime would go to an extent of saying, shoot citizens. That is what Miguna is saying, that he was not a prophet. And because he was not a prophet, there was no way he could tell back then that Ruto was going to make such kind of pronouncements, or Murkomen, who is the CS for Interior, was going to make such kind of pronouncements. So that's the reason why when Ayub Abdulkadir confronted Miguna trying to blame Miguna over those previous support, the previous support he had on William Ruto, Miguna could not accept that. So I'd like to take you through that explosive interview, ladies and gentlemen, and you'll be shocked at the manner in which Miguna has referred to William Ruto's regime. Miguna is saying that it's a joke. Now, before we explore this story further, ladies and gentlemen, kindly support the work we do on this channel by liking this video, subscribe to our channel if you're not subscribed before, and to our existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Now, without wasting much time, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen to this part where Miguna is saying that President William Ruto is a joke.
Adhere to the Bill of Rights and implement the Bill of Rights. Many of these people do not care about defying court orders. Many of these people do not really care about looting, because if you actually audit their wealth, they would not be able to explain how with their meager salaries they became billionaires in dollar terms. So the so-called opposition is a joke, the same way that Ruto is a joke. I believe in revolution. I believe in the structural transformation of Kenya. And that's what I believe the revolutionary Gen Zs have been working at. And that's what I support. I don't support the jokers. No, Abdulkadir. So somebody launches a manifesto today. The manifesto is very nicely written. The manifesto addresses issues that I support. I should not say that the manifesto is positive when it is. And then now you are asking, after the man has betrayed his manifesto 3.5 years later, and you are trying to conflate the issues. You can't get that through me.
Do you also believe that the regime is a total joke? Or just go below in the comment section and tell us whether you think what Miguna said or referred to the regime as a joke is indeed the case. Now, it's true that most of the people who supported this regime back then have walked out. Some of them can't believe their ears, what they hear on the social media, what they hear the leaders say. Total show of opulence from these leaders. But personally, I'm not saying that this is something very strange, because even after the election, that is the time we started noticing that things were not going accordingly. Because the first promise that the president made was 100 days in office. Some certain things would happen, and then those things didn't happen. And then we were confronted with a 6 months time frame. I think that request was brought by Rachel Ruto, the first lady. Again, it didn't work. And then Mudavadi came on board and talked about a 1-year time frame. Things didn't work. So if Miguna comes out now and says that a manifesto that was showcased, if Miguna right now surfaces and says that he was not a prophet. You know, honestly speaking, mimi nakubaliana na Miguna because when the manifesto was being launched, many believed in it. I remember sometimes after the election, I was somewhere in Kilifi. Then I met a boda. So this boda was enthusiastic about the implementation of that manifesto. And I think he said that the president said that the moment he put the Bible down, you know, unga and everything will go down. But I kept telling him that, look here, don't believe these politicians because there's no difference between this regime and the former regime. Ni wale. It's only that the name of the government is changing. This is a Kenya Kwanza government, but it was a Jubilee government. But you look at the players, ni almost the same people. I personally did not believe that unga was going to go down to, I don't know, a margin of, to, I don't know, 100 or less during that time. You know? You remember even the time unga ilianza kuja chini ilikuwa ni baadaye kabisa. Na hata kuja chini kwake ilikuja paka sijui 140 kaenda paka tuna 170. So haijawahi kuwa kwa 100. But it used to retail to at around that 180, 190 there. The issue of mafuta, diesel. We were told that it would go down to below 150. But again, how much is a diesel now? It has never gone below 150. So that is why personally, I never believed in that manifesto. Me. Forget Miguna was saying that he had to be a prophet. You know, there's something in that they say that when the deal is too good, think twice. That is one thing that people like Miguna never looked at. The plan ilikuwa na vitu vingi ambazo wewe mwenyewe ukiangalia ulikuwa unajua kwamba some of these things are impossible. One of the promise about free airtime. Of course, you know that was not going to happen. You know? It wasn't going to happen. And free everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about Miguna's sudden realization that, hey, kumbe ni kama alidanganywa? What do you think about that? Just go below in the comment section whether you also believe that hata wewe pia ulidanganywa. Because there are people, many people are talking about kudanganywa. Hey, that's why they've branded William Ruto as a black president who is a liar. Some people have branded him that way. But have you ever come across a manifesto that has been delivered to its fullest? I mean, to its fullness. A manifesto ambayo imekuwa delivered that the president said made 100 promises and all those promises were delivered. Also tell us below in the comment section whether you know of any president in the world who has delivered 80% of the manifesto. You can even use Traore as an example if you so wish. You know, I saw a certain article of Benin whereby the minister was seen crying. He was crying because, I don't know, is it wheat? Wheat was, Benin was pronounced as the best in terms of production. So he was crying because, according to him, it's a milestone. Let's just tell us below in the comment section of any country you think has implemented 80% of their manifesto. You can even use the example of South Africa. You can use the US if you like. You can use even Canada if you like. You can use any country you think has delivered 90% of their manifesto. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.